Well, hello and welcome to the First Alert Weather Podcast, folks. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mark Nelson, broadcasting here from Fox 12. I'm joined by Camila Ortiz. How are you, Camila?
Good. How are you today?
We have an exciting Wednesday evening planned. I'm fine. I went out to the Weather Service today. That was kind of fun. Gave a little presentation. Yeah. I've done it here on our podcast, just the big ice storm in Troutdale in 1921, and we talked about the 1950 cold spells. And it was kind of fun to visit the folks out at the Weather Service because they've come from different areas. Some of them have been here quite a while, know our weather patterns. Others are kind of new. So it was kind of fun to share things back and forth.
What was one of the more interesting comments or questions you got from that?
It was about when I mentioned I hate some of the new social media, the people that are just these splashy neon graphics. And they're like, yeah, I know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, if you're watching on Facebook, we record this if you're just watching the podcast, it's too late that we've recorded and put together. But we also broadcast this live on Fox 12 Weather Facebook when we record this, typically around 7:05 or 7:10 p.m. on Wednesdays. Make sure you just put comments right in the regular Facebook comments, and we can pull them up and take a look at them if you put one in. I don't see any yet. So hopefully we are actually recording. In fact, when you get bored, Camila, you might want to check because I thought usually I see
Facebook?
it right here.
Yeah, check.
Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm going to share my screen here because we've got our menu of what we're going to talk about. Should be fun. We got a new term of the week. Episode 171. So we're going to talk about the dry and mild January that is ending. Got all the stats for you. That's what we do here. It is historically, some of our coldest weather has occurred in the month of January. So we're going to recap. This was the period when we had Portland's coldest ever temperatures, 1950. I know a lot of you today were just outside and you're thinking, are we going to get some sublimation?
Yes, it is a hot button term for sure.
Yeah, fraught with controversy, I'm sure. Actually, we did find a small bit of controversy in it, so that's a little teaser there.
We did.
Camila did, actually. I didn't. And what's ahead? I think we know. It's hard to find cold weather. Real weird. Last year at this time, I was checking my weather blog posts. We already had first alert days ready to go in the first few days of February because we were seeing the cooler and kind of showery cool weather. We weren't seeing an Arctic blast, but we knew it was going to be quite a change.
Yeah.
We're not seeing that this time.
Very different.
And of course, we'll cover weather photos as well.
Yeah.
Oh, but first, we wanted to hit on this because I don't think we talked about this last week. We do First Alert Weather Extras, our 7 p.m. weather show. We also play this during that. That's kind of our catch-all. It's 7 p.m. weekdays, most weekdays. We record our First Alert Weather show. Could have a podcast within it. Could have an interview there. Some sort of weather content. And I kid you not, Peyton went at least 12 or 13 minutes talking about Pacific Northwest earthquakes
nice.
I believe it was on our Monday. Yes, it was on our Monday First Alert Weather Extra. So we keep those. If you go to our weather page at kptv.com, go to the weather page across the top, you'll see First Alert Weather Extras. You can find that. We keep all our old content there. So go watch that one, about 12 or 13 minutes. It was pretty interesting. And this is just one of the graphics we used.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the anniversary of the Great Cascadia Quake 326 years ago on Monday. Scientists estimate
9.0 plus.
Yeah, 9.0 could have been a little higher, could have been slightly lower. I think they estimate an 8.8 to 9.2. The two, can you see me here? It's like the one plate is going underneath the other one. We live on this one here, and they're locked up, and for 326 years, they've been locked up like this. And at some point, suddenly, bang, the one we live on is going to go like that.
Yeah.
Which makes the coast drop in elevation, and a column of water is suddenly pushed up under the ocean 50 miles offshore.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen again.
Problematic for many of us.
I believe the return interval is 200 to 800 years. They think it's always been somewhere in that range, I believe. Don't hold me to that. Which means it's been 326, so we're within the window where it could happen again.
Or we could be 300 years away.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So no need to freak out, but it could be as soon as we finish this podcast, it could happen. We don't know. And I'm not going to go into detail on this, but we know it's interesting. A scientist back in the late 1990s put it together. There may have been more than one, but I know there was one at least. He put together the Native American legends told of this great quake that happened and a following ocean wave that wiped out villages. It was on a winter night, so it was in the winter. The Japanese keep very detailed tsunami records go back centuries. And there was always one they called the orphan tsunami because they didn't know where it came from because there was no earthquake associated with it, but it just suddenly appeared the next day, I think about midday the next day.
Interesting,
so I think scientists figured out the travel time is pretty consistent with these quakes. So they figured, okay, that's about 9 p.m. But when, what day? We still don't. Oh, I'm sorry. So they would know from that date. And then those submerged forests, you see some at Nestucca. There's some around Willapa Bay, Copalis River there, I think north of Grays Harbor. I think that's fascinating that they could tell by the tree, identifying the tree rings, that all these trees grew. Their last summer growing season was 1699, and then they died. Why did all these trees die and get covered by water? Put that together with the Japanese orphan tsunami record, they figure it was the evening, January 26, 1700.
Yeah.
Pretty neat mystery solved.
Yeah, it's cool.
Peyton also put together this one. I think a lot of us remember the 2001 quake, the Nisqually quake. I was sitting on the ground when this happened, and I didn't feel anything down here in Portland. Why was I on the ground? I think we were redoing kitchen cabinets or something, and I was sanding them. It was a sunny day in late February, so I was outside. My wife comes out. She goes, "Did you feel that?" And I'm like, "No." She said all the cabinets shook a little bit.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm glad you followed that up because I was going to ask you why you were sitting on the ground.
Yeah, I remember it was a nice day. That's why I was out there just sitting on the ground. Klamath Falls quake in 1993 was active because we had the big spring break quake, which a lot of people remember. It woke everybody up at like 5:30 in the morning. It was light, but everybody was on break, spring break. And then Mount St. Helens, Tacoma, Olympia quake 1949, a 7.1. There are different types of quakes, and Peyton goes into that in great detail in the first Alert Weather Extra.
Yeah, and we just had that slip strike, right? Quake. Was that last week?
The
2 weeks
Blanco
ago?
fracture zone.
Yeah.
It was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So was it? It was a 6.0, right?
I think so. Yeah.
And we covered that. Did we? I think we covered that in a podcast. Or didn't you? Or maybe we did it on the air. You just talked about how they go past each other. That's not.
I know. I know for sure we covered it on
subduction
air.
zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Different fault.
All right. So if you want more earthquake stuff, it really was a good discussion about the different types of earthquakes we get here as well. First Alert Weather Extra, kptv.com/weather. Okay, so weather last 30 days. So we had quite a stretch here of dry weather, which meant dry air. And you can see how this is interesting. When that big gorge wind started up, this was around the 15th. Portland had a high of 57 or 52, but look how the atmosphere just gradually cooled, even though nothing really changed overhead.
Yeah.
The air mass cooled east of the Cascades, and the nights started getting colder as the air got dry. When the wind backed off out of the gorge a bit, that's when the PDX really dropped to 25 there, then a 24, 22. Today, though, back to normal. This is our typical range, and you see 45, 37, a little cooler, but a little cooler than average for the high. But you see the lows for the month. Yeah, long stretch of cold weather.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
I mean, it's no. That's it.
That
dry means cold overnight.
Yeah, kind of makes your skin crack too. So actually, I'm looking forward to the moisture returning.
Yeah, that's true.
22. That was the coldest of the season so far. And it was also the coldest in almost 2 years because last year we didn't get down to a 22. In fact, here we go. Last year we had a 24.
In February.
And of course, the 2 previous years we had some Arctic air in here, so we got down into the teens. And so, big question: is that it for the winter? If we don't get, I would argue, if we don't get any sort of significant Arctic air mass here in the next, 3 weeks, which we know in the first week is not going to happen. We've only got about 2-week window to get colder than that, I would say, after what we see here coming up on the maps. So that could be our cold. I think there's a decent chance that's our coldest of the winter.
Crazy.
And it finished. 16-day dry streak is over. Wow. So last year we had 18 consecutive dry days in January. This year we had 16 consecutive dry days.
Dang.
But
so
not a
third longest.
Third longest. And not a I was going to say not a it's not one of the driest Januaries by any means, because we had 2 inches of rain earlier in the month, and we're going to add some more too. We'll probably have a 3 inches for the month, most likely. Okay. You ready to talk about the really cold stuff?
Let's get into it.
We covered this in the kind of the winter prep podcast when we talked about some of our big cold episodes in the past. Eugene's greatest snowstorm was during these dates, the 25th, 26th, 27th. 38 inches of rain in 3 days in Eugene, west of the Cascades. Portland has not had a snowstorm like this, just by chance. All right. So 4 of the top 10 snowfalls in Eugene have been the past 15 years, plus a huge ice storm or 2. Eugene's been under the gun a few times. But yeah, that was a big snowstorm in 1950. Let me get rid of this box. It just appeared on my computer. In 1950, we had a big cold spell. We covered this, I think, earlier in this month, where we talked about the big January 1950, basically our coldest, snowiest month, at least of the last 100 years. Just in general, coldest and snowiest. I mean, the two together. And at the end of the month, the whole region, everywhere in Northwest Oregon, Southwest Washington, had a whole bunch of snow on the ground. And then it kind of went calm. The east wind died down and we stayed clear. So one of those nights, PDX, I believe, dropped to -2. And then a few nights later, it was Groundhog Day, I believe, -3.
Wow.
And you can see the yellow numbers, those remain as all these numbers are from that cold spell, late January 1915, early February. But the yellow ones remain as the all-time lows.
Yeah.
-12 in Forest Grove. That's cold.
That's chilly. -11 in Battleground.
Yeah. And then the same numbers across the region. I mean, Tillamook down to 1, Otis 4.
Wow.
Newport doesn't get down to 13 very often. Yeah.
I would hope.
And then you see in the Cascades 22 at Sandian Pass below 0. Timberline to get Timberline at 9 below 0. That is a deep Arctic air mass. Yeah. So it was very cold, high up. It wasn't just a low level cold air mass. And look at Central Oregon, so cold.
Oh my gosh.
20 or 30 below 0, including in the eastern end of the gorge.
Yeah, -25 at the Dalles.
That's really cold.
Mm-hmm.
What is this one? You can put these. Oh, this is just the all-time colds. Like Astoria during that period only had a 14, but in the past, Astoria, in 1990, during that cold spell, it did drop to 6. And that happened in Newport as well. Peyton put these together. Thank you, Peyton. We love you.
Yes, sure do.
The all-time record downtown is -2, and that goes back to the 1800s. So that's interesting that even way back when it was a little colder in the 1880s, 1890s, it didn't get colder than -2 downtown.
Yeah.
And Salem -12 in 1972, Eugene -12 in 1972, and in 2013, or when was it? Eugene hit a -12 as well. And that might come up in the comments. Somebody, or did we hit -10?
We are not streaming on Facebook. I regret to inform you. I
just
checked.
Somebody didn't set it up right.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but we are not there.
Oops. Yeah. So we're not going to get any comments.
No comments.
Well, that's too bad.
It's okay.
Should have brought my water in too. And then the one time when I feel like I need it. And the all-time state record, it's Ukiah and Seneca, -54 in 1933.
Good Lord.
I believe that was early February. Yeah, really
I wonder
cold.
what do you think the state record would be for like Lincoln, Nebraska? I need to look at that.
I don't think it's much colder, right? No.
I mean, it gets we get sub-zero temperatures sometimes in the winter.
That could be, but these are high mountain valleys, so that did it.
Yeah.
Look at Madras -40 in 1930.
Yeah, no, that would be crazy. That'd be absurd.
The 1930, that's interesting. Does that show up anywhere else? You notice some of these years are the same because, cold spells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1930, that's the last time the Columbia froze over.
33. I see 1919 quite a bit.
I think that was a December one as well, which was really destructive. 1919. Yeah, look at that. Pendleton, how'd it get down? It got down to -34 in Hermiston. Whoa, we got breaking news. This is
surprise.
Yours.
Slid this in. Well, Mark
nice.
Mark is the one who pointed this out.
Yeah.
Because of course he's very connected to all the weather related gossip. But Farmer's Almanac. So when did they announce that they were donezo?
That was in the fall.
In the fall. Okay. Well, apparently it's been saved. New ownership. So the 208-year tradition continues.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean, there's some good information in there. Well, yeah. I like the sentence below. We've been working closely with the dedicated Farmer's Almanac team, yada, 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 to preserve the trusted content readers have relied on since 1818. I would strike the first section there. I would strike including long-range weather forecasts. That should not be on trusted content. The rest, though, it is good gardening content. It's good wisdom, astronomical. All the rest is good.
Practical advice, humor. Yeah.
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 Like when to plant your corn. You're supposed to plant your corn under a full moon. I don't know. I heard somebody told me that years ago.
Wow. So there you go. And it's now owned by unofficial networks is the new
I'm
owner.
not familiar with them.
Me neither.
I don't know.
So there you go.
There you go. So, we had that long dry period.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen this happen in the past, but I didn't notice it because we didn't have snow on the ground anywhere in the lowlands. But it is possible to lose snow that's on the ground, even though it doesn't go above freezing and in the shade. But how does that happen? It's sublimation. You want to take this one on? Because I didn't read any of this.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the basics, but yeah, what do we have?
Yeah, so we're talking about phase changes, people. So, we've got solid, liquid, and gas, and matter changes between those. But when it skips basically a phase, right? Liquid is the middle phase, then it's either sublimation or something called deposition, which we'll get into. But sublimation is the process of phase transition from solid directly to vapor in the absence of melting. So, like Mark mentioned, this can happen under low relative humidity at temperatures below freezing, and you can have snow effectively evaporate directly into water vapor.
And maybe not a ton of snow because, we had 2 weeks of warm temperatures, very dry air in the mountains. Yeah. And yet we didn't lose that. It's not like, if there was 45 inches to start, we only lost just a few inches of snow over all that time. So it's not like a ton happens, but probably a little very top layer is slowly drying out, going back to the vapor phase.
Yeah. So you want that nice, strong, direct sunlight to be able to do this. Yep.
And then we had that argument. Oh, no, you came in here and you're like, what? Deposition is different. And then you look in the middle of that box on the left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. So I pasted in a different transition or a different definition because this one said that it was interchangeable for vapor directly to a solid or gas directly to a solid. And I was like, what? We don't call that sublimation. That's deposition. But apparently that term deposition didn't really get used until the 1970s. So you can see that line in there. That the term sublimation has been replaced for that other phase change since the 1970s.
So let me get this right.
Yeah.
So in the 1960s and before, the before times, if you had just a cold night, it's clear, there's no fog, but then the white frost appears on a road. That was still called sublimation, not deposition in that case.
Apparently. That kind of blew my mind. That we definitely did not go over that in my MET classes. It's always just been taught as sublimation or deposition.
Which, I mean, what are they going to do? Go through everything that happened science-wise with that term in the last
it's interesting.
1,000 years? No,
it could be a cute little bullet point aside. I don't know. That's
you were learning so much that if they brought that information into your brain, it would have pushed out something on the other side. They didn't want to do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
There you go. Fair. I remember one cold spell where it happened. It was just before the 96 flood. And we had, I think, very light amounts of snow, and the snow was kind of disappearing. Even though it was below freezing in the shade, it was kind of odd. I don't think much gets sublimated, but a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed this one.
Yeah, Peyton put the sense. You can see the entire water cycle and all the different, the phase changes there.
Right there on the right side. There it is. Sublimation.
Yeah, there you go. Sublimation, deposition.
And deposition.
So like Mark mentioned, frost, right? It's technically deposition. And yeah, if you're losing snowpack, but you're not seeing it melting off, that's sublimation.
Interesting. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to get into percolation. I see.
Where do you even see that? Oh.
On the lower right.
Oh.
I guess just water goes through the soil.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's cover what's ahead. Oh, yeah, good old water vapor loop.
We love a water vapor loop.
I like to do closer satellite imagery, so you can see more, but it was just such a cluttered, what's the word I would use? It's appropriate. It's just a big mess. It just didn't look that impressive.
Mm-hmm. It was poop show, but
clustery.
The worst version of that. Is that what you were thinking in your head?
I guess something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see my cursor. Here we are. I know it's kind of hard to see. Oregon's up here, and we've just got this southwesterly flow like this.
Yep.
So we got a couple of weak weather systems coming at us pretty deep from the southwest. So one would think, it's kind of warm, right? They're coming from that angle. Sure enough, upper level pattern. Oh yeah, we did some hand drawings here. Big ridge that was over us most of the time for 2 weeks. It's still there. It's just weaker, and we call it sometimes a dirty ridge. Not because it's nasty or filthy, not that kind of dirty, but it means it allows things. It's not a clean ridge that blocks weather systems. It's letting little systems come through. So this is the just GFS. It was a 12-hour forecast from the midday model. But at 6Z, we've got this little zigzag means there's a high-pressure ridge in the upper atmosphere. Flow is generally coming like this, which is what we saw in the satellite imagery. Got areas of low pressure there, big cold low over the just north of the Great Lakes. So there's just a little wiggle, little upper level short wave going through. And so that's giving us clouds and a few showers, but no big storms in this setup. So that's what's going on. We get to, this is Friday. So this is Friday 2 days from now. Another little wiggle is going through here. Actually, let me see something. It's about the same. Ridge is actually slightly stronger on Friday, but another little wiggle going through. My dumb little pink arrow here. And then upper level low is offshore. Was it off there? Yeah, I just changed the view here. Look at that nice sharp wave coming down through the Great Lakes. Another surge of cold air in the Midwest. Back east.
Yikes.
So the pattern continues. This is Friday. Western ridge, eastern trough. Warm, cold in general. We get to Sunday. It's still kind of there. Here's another wave. Looks like a little more organized coming through, squishing down the ridge. This is on Sunday. So these are all warmish systems. And we're still following the GFS model here because they're all kind of the same. And I call that, if you look at the text on the bottom, somebody didn't put the quotations in the right place. Final trough passes by, quotation again, in case you missed the first quotation mark.
Backup quotation.
Yeah, just a backup in case I forgot the first one. But yes, seems to be the final trough going by because after that, oh my gosh, this is just the anomaly back on the Euro now. I just chose a different model. This is by Tuesday of next week. Now we've got the high pressures bouncing back pretty strong. I mean, those are heights. Actually, I don't have it here. 570. We're around 580 heights. It's a pretty strong ridge.
Yeah.
Early February. Here we are. Welcome to February, big ridge. There you go. So back to dry.
Man.
Back to dry. In fact, then I did, what do I have here? This goes all the way through Saturday. So this is what day was this? The big ridge. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4 days later, this is just the 500 millibar anomaly. It gets more flattened looking, partly because it's the ensemble average, but also it's just a little flatter ridging at that time. But still higher than normal heights. It's very clear. This takes us through the first week. This is Saturday, February 7th, the first quarter of February. I think the broad statement here is fair. Western USA is going to remain mild and drier than normal through the first week of February. Seemed reasonable?
I just had someone walk into the studio, so I figured he should come say hi.
I didn't realize that y'all were doing something.
It's Ward.
Hey, Ward, how are you?
What are you guys doing?
We're recording our podcast.
In our podcast.
Oh my gosh, this has been my biggest hope and dream is that I'd end up on the weather podcast.
Well,
what are you guys talking about?
We're going to talk about you right now.
Oh, I can't.
He can't hear me.
He can't hear you. I don't want to unplug because it's going to ruin the audio.
No, don't unplug. We're going to talk about Ward. Ward, actually, tell us, Ward, about how you almost became a meteorologist. I think that's fascinating.
Yeah, mention how you almost became a meteorologist.
I did. I went to school for 3.5 years, studied atmospheric sciences, along with my degree in journalism, and then this is going to age me, my senior year of college, COVID happened, and I had to drop my second major and ended up just doing full-time journalism. But I'm just one semester away from having my degree, so.
Oh, you're most of the way there.
So
it could still happen.
90%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 90% a meteorologist, basically.
We keep trying to bully Ward into filling in on weather. He hasn't taken the bait yet, but
he's so good in the news. He's so good as an anchor, smooth.
He'd be really good at weather too. I gotta say.
Ask him. Wait, I got a quick question for him.
Oh yeah, Mark has a question for you.
Favorite of the
translate because I can't.
Yeah, that's right. I know. Favorite of the three models: Euro, GFS, or Canadian.
Favorite of the three models: Euro, GFS, or Canadian.
Wow, that's really good. You left out the Japanese and the NAM. What about the NAM?
Oh, big thumbs down for the NAM.
The Euro.
Yeah,
that's a good answer.
That everybody likes.
Yeah, we use that one a lot. Good answer. He passed the test.
Very good.
All right, I'll end my guest appearance now so you guys can get back to talking about the
Bye, Ward.
Important stuff.
Yeah, all right. You mean the height anomalies?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, Ward. That was fun.
It was really fun. The way I found out one day, Ward looks at me and he goes, "Is the Euro still showing that storm?" or something like that. And I go, "How do you know that?" And he goes, "Oh, I almost became a meteorologist." And I said, "So yeah, he has almost all the training we have."
Totally. And he asks really smart questions, like in like crosstalk. I mean, he's like paying attention and he knows, he just knows weather. So it's fun. It's fun to work with him.
Wait, when he tosses to me, that's what we call it when we talk with the anchors, he usually asks something about pop culture and I know nothing about it. And he tries to make me look dumb.
Yeah, he's trying to put you on the spot. He does that to me too, don't worry. He'll ask some like totally out of left field question and you're like, what?
That was like a special guest appearance, like when Heather Locklear would show up on Melrose Place back in the early 90s.
I have no idea.
You have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, she was always a special guest star. All right, so we were saying through the first week of the month, Western USA drier than normal. Here's a loop we don't often show. This is just you're like, what's going on here?
Well,
European
like
ensemble.
We're at a European ensemble. Rave.
It's the next, what do we have here? Now through Monday the 9th. So what is it, 10, 12 days or so. Big picture, any warm colors at 5,000 feet are warmer than normal. Any cold colors are colder than normal. Just focus on the Northwest and Southwest Canada. Almost the entire time it's warmer than normal, is it not?
Right. Yeah.
Red, several intense waves. They're right there for us. Middle of next week. So pretty strong ridging. By the way, with east wind next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, coastline could be around 70. At least one of those days. That's going to happen.
Meanwhile, East Coast just can't get out of that cold pack.
Yeah, look how the cold colors stay there. It tries to go away and then it comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only hints of that, I didn't even show the maps here. There are hints that maybe, because it was beyond at the 2-week marker later, there are hints maybe the flow flattens and we get some good snow in the Cascades, but that's way out there. Speaking of Cascades, we're going to get to that in a second. So, big message here. I've got the weekends highlighted, the next 2 weeks here. Quite a dry gap in there for next week during the work week. So, more dry weather. I think to summarize, this is a GFS ensemble, giving the GFS some love since Ward just badmouthed. Well, actually, I guess he didn't badmouth, but by process of elimination of the GFS, he likes the Euro. But you can see just more clouds, warmer nights now. We'll probably eventually get some frost again as the atmosphere cools down below later next week, but warm nights.
And lots of mid to upper 50s for those highs. What's average for this time of year? Upper 40s still, right? It's supposed to be.
Actually, we have that graphic coming up.
Oh.
I don't know what it is. I think it's around 50 for the 1st of February. That's in here.
Yeah,
we're going to cover
it's 49
February.
now. Yeah.
So that's our 7-day forecast. Saturday clearly is a nice day this weekend.
Oh, that's a bike riding day right there.
Yes, it is.
I've never seen one.
Oh, what do you know? I'm working for Camila. I can barely even get that done now.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'm not bringing my bike to Seattle. So
that's right. You're going up to Seattle.
Yeah. See some friends.
Excuse me. And some dry weather next week. Now, here, I only went for a high of 60 because since the east wind starts cranking up late Tuesday, probably the first day of the easterly wind, parts of the metro area around 60. But once we get into the inversion again, I just think we're going to drop back into the low to mid 50s.
Yeah. Or it might be one of those situations where maybe west side, like Beaverton, touches 60, but the airport doesn't.
Maybe especially that first day or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you're not going to have 60 degrees in Troutdale, and it's not going to feel like it out there. Ooh, snowpack, terrible.
Really bad.
Hate to harp on this, but we were looking at some, Peyton and I were looking at a few individual snowtail stations across Oregon. A few are at their record lows.
I'm assuming, and these just keep ticking down, right? Like from last week? Yeah.
Until we get more snow, they're going to keep going downhill.
Yeah.
Pass elevation, you want the 850 millibar temperature at or below that to get snow to the passes.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really even, there's not even a chance until, what do we have, the 8th, 9th, 10th?
Yeah.
The ensemble averages to green, so clearly there's a hint that maybe some cooling. So there's not even a chance until there.
About the middle of February.
About the middle of February. And in fact, if you want snow in Portland, you're going to need a -7, -6, -7. That doesn't even possibly happen until the 12th or 11th. I mean, these whiskers are the lowest of each of the model, the outliers.
Right.
Yeah.
Which usually don't happen. So let's not get too excited if you're looking for valley snow, folks.
So I think the ski areas are in trouble, even more trouble than they're in now, because no significant snow until at least the 8th. We've got this kind of a marginal rain, snow mix or rain the next few days up at the ski areas. So it's going to soften up the snow. So I think ski conditions will go downhill further. I think we might see a closing or two. I could see that happening across state. Mount Ashland, it was closed a week or so ago. And for sure, I think we'll see more limited terrain.
Yeah.
Ski areas are doing a great job. I had a great time last Saturday. No one's paying me to say this. I paid for my ticket. My son and I had a great time. It was sunny. There weren't the usual huge crowds on a Saturday. It was busy. The parking lot was full. But it was sunny. It was like 35 degrees, so it was not crazy warm.
Yeah.
But it wasn't frozen. The grooming nowadays, it was good. They made snow bridges in a few spots so you could move from one wide open slope to another. That was kind of fun, actually.
Yeah.
But if you look here, just Mount Hood Meadows, It thinks this is the 4,500 foot elevation, by the way, just picking out a point off the Euro ensemble. The line is just one of the control run. And notice the control run suddenly has a bunch of snow around the 12th, 13th, 14th.
Mhm.
This would say skiing is back on in here. But the average is lower than that. 10 inches of snow between now, and a few inches of that is the next 2 days, between now and the 10th. Yeah.
Yikes.
There you go.
Well,
What do we have here?
February in Portland. Oh, this is just looking at those average highs.
Yeah, Peyton threw this in there. One of us can talk about it. I'm tired of talking.
Yeah,
Hard to
I'll
believe.
talk about it. I mean, this isn't
Just
a
kidding.
tough one. You left me
It
a
ain't
real,
brain surgery.
a real tough one. No, just showing how, like it says there, winter starts to lose its grip in February in Portland. So we go from average highs in the upper 40s to about the mid 50s by the end of the month. So, yeah, and let's see. As far as rainfall goes, 5th wettest month, drier than January on average.
Yeah, not as bad as on average, November, December, January are wetter. So,
yep.
Wait, what's the wettest one?
The wettest month?
Oh, March. I'm sorry. March is very similar. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And then we've had measurable snow. You're talking about at the Portland
PDX?
airport at
Yeah.
PDX, 6 of the last 10 Februarys.
Look at that.
Wow.
It's been quite a run of some snow in February's, I'll tell you that.
I mean, yeah, the fact that we had that in 2021 and then again in 2023 over 10 inches is pretty crazy.
In 2018, I remember 2018, that was a very mild winter. Nothing really happened. Not much happened. And then all of a sudden, like the last week of the month, I remember because I had to change my tickets to a warm tropical place. It was worth it because I was able to, bosses covered it and I did it in May instead. And then 2019, though, I think much of the month was cold.
Yeah.
It was a very cold end to winter that year. Went into March.
Mm.
So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 of them really where there's something significant in February. And actually last year, only 3 inches, but yet the city shut down on the 13th, I believe.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, we got photos.
We do.
Oh.
Okay, so I beefed this one up a little bit because I realized I used this picture, which Peyton pulled, which is great. It's a fantastic picture of feather ice, hair ice, hoar ice, call it whatever you want to call it. Hoar, Hoar, by the way. Nobody.
Yeah, we don't want.
Watch
boss. Out. I know it's a podcast, and we shouldn't be. I don't. Yeah, okay.
It is fun to say though. But yeah, Tim Allen took this picture at Fishhawk Falls, that's in the Coast Range, right near Jewel. Is that?
I think it is. I've heard of it.
Because I remember looking it up before I used it in the show.
Wait, Tim Allen. That's not the Tim Allen, what was it called? Home Improvement?
This is exactly what Ward, he threw me for a loop because he's like, the Tim Allen. And I had like this brain fart moment where I was like, who are you talking about? And then he was like, Toy Story. And I was like, I doubt it's that Tim Allen.
Oh, that's right. He was in that too.
Yeah. Yeah. He's done a bunch of stuff, obviously. But anyway, back to the point. Tim, let us know if you're a famous actor or not, I guess. So is it deposition, which we talked about, right? Which is water vapor directly freezing into solid form? Or is this something totally different? Because this is a very unique kind of ice that typically needs a log that has a specific kind of fungus in it.
I've seen this, yes.
Yeah. And so for some reason, that fungus, as like, I don't know, it secretes these like molecules that basically prevents the ice from forming into like crusty chunks that would typically happen. And instead it forms this like hair-like structure, which is really interesting. So, I don't know, this article, it was a great article on sciencealert.com by Carly Casella. She kind of explained the process, but you need this specific fungus, which is why you tend to see this in like rotting logs in the forest. You need a lot of moisture. That's where I've always seen
it, on the floor of the forest typically.
Yep, and you need a lot of moisture below freezing temperatures, and then you can see this. But it's pretty rare. I mean, it doesn't happen very often.
Well, in the woods it does, but...
Well, sure. If you come
you're right. Yeah, maybe I see it maybe 2 or 3 times a winter, but it's pretty interesting stuff, huh?
Yeah, it's really
Look how
cool.
smooth it is.
I know.
And then you see the regular frost beside it.
Yeah, exactly, which is what you would imagine.
That's good stuff.
Very cool. This was cool too. You can see that inversion. Wait, I remembered. I looked up the mountain. It had a silly name.
It's not Mount Emily. It's right behind Cove. Oh gosh, Mount Emily's on the other side.
Shoot, I'm gonna have to look
Mount
it up.
Fanny. It's not Mount Fanny.
It is. No, that's it. Because I remember I was like, that's a silly name. It's Mount Fanny.
Oh, it is on the backside of Cove there.
Yeah.
It's one of the prettiest places in Oregon. That was the day. I bet this was Saturday because this is the same day. A little bit of, we were stuck Hood River, the Dalles, the Columbia Basin, parts of the Grand Ronde Valley too here. We're stuck in that cool air mass, which was, clouds and fog. I mean, every single day, gray, clouds and fog didn't move. And then a little bit of dry air came in through the Columbia Basin from the northeast. I think it was Friday night, Saturday. And I believe Saturday was the day. If it wasn't Saturday, it was Sunday, but I think it was Saturday. Suddenly people in Hood River and the Dalles, and maybe in Cove too, suddenly wake up to bright sunshine like, oh gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And it broke for a couple days. So that was really nice for those folks. And you could see the leftover, basically that's where the cloud layer was. Where the clouds were running into the mountains, those trees there was fog
Frosty.
just sitting there, frosty fog at like 23 degrees, just sitting there for day after day.
Yeah. It's
Pretty
just
neat.
so cool. And then the very top of that mountain or butte is not.
Yeah. It must not have been clouds and fog up that high, that thick.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah. Oh, this is a video.
It is?
Can you hit play?
No, I thought we can't play videos. Let me
can.
try. Oh, except.
You sure
can you hit it? Because
No, you can hit it.
I have the little stop sharing, but wait, let me see. What happens if I do this? Did that just mess everything up or not? Are we still okay?
Yeah.
And now you can't hear Camilla, but I can hear it. I hear some little birds in the background.
I see a little bird.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just taking a little ice bath. Oh, you recovered those little bird muscles in there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is that a hummingbird? Yes. Oh, yes, it is.
It
Yes,
is.
it is. Thank you, Linda. That was nice.
Yeah. That's a cool video.
Yeah, I don't think we can hear the audio, but you can see, you know what's happening. There's a few birds chirping in the distance, and it's flapping around, and you hear water.
Hummingbird.
The sound of water, which reminds me, I haven't used the restroom since I had that coffee.
I'm so glad that you made sure to mention that.
Well, that wraps things up right there.
Speaking of coffee, if you're curious, if you're like, what has Camilla been sipping on?
Yeah, what is that?
This is called mate. It's a traditional Argentinian tea.
Well, that's neat.
So it has like crushed up green leaves in there, and you just pour your hot water right in, and the straw filters it for you.
Oh, that's really neat.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
It's better than coffee, I gotta say.
A lot of people asking. Unfortunately, they can't ask because we couldn't get our live stream going correctly.
I'm sure we would have gotten tons of comments about it.
Yeah. All right. That wraps it up. Next time, we'll be here next Wednesday. I know I'm going to be here because I'm working a little 11-day stretch. Don't feel sorry for me. I made the schedule. So, so we'll be back here. It'll be the beginning of February. We're probably going to be talking about the big ridging. I bet we'll have a warm coastal temps graphic. Maybe.
But we'll see a little bit farther out into the middle to the end of February.
I got to tell you, we're approaching the time. 2 weeks from now, I think we're going to have a good idea which way this is going to go at the end of winter, whether we're going to just stay, with this warm and whether it's dry or not pattern, or is there a possibility for a turnaround and there's still a chance for lowland snow? I'd say, 2 weeks from now, which will be about the 12th. Yeah.
Yeah.
And once we get past the 23rd, the only thing we're going to get is a wet morning snowfall. Could be big, but a wet morning snowfall.
Although I bet some people would argue, well, we've gotten those big ice storms in March, or didn't we even have one in?
No, we've only. I don't think there's any record of Portland having an ice storm after late February, but Portland has had a frozen snowstorm. It was 1960 or 1962, like the first 2 days of March it happened.
Okay.
But to keep the city frozen, that's almost unheard of after about the 23rd of February.
Okay. There you go.
I mean, to where like traffic would stop for the whole day, that's almost unheard. I mean, even, that April snowfall where we had 5 inches or 3 inches. I mean,
well, that's what I mean. For people who are just like, oh, I just want to see some snowflakes. That can still happen.
Can still happen.
Yeah.
Definitely in March. I mean, it is rare. I mean, to get snow in March.
Yeah.
But, once every 10 years, you're going to get snow in March in the city, probably, if I were just to assign a number to it. So, we're going to start to have a better idea the next 2 weeks. Is this it? Because I can't believe, we're moving towards the latter part of winter now already.
That's crazy. It's going to be spring before we know it.
Crazy. It will be. So, and we're going to cover it every week right here on our first Alert Weather podcast. So thanks, Camilla, and thanks you folks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Please tell us